Have you ever wondered what is that thing that makes a princess that look beautiful and fit perfectly well on the bodies of people of top designers and all? Then those secrets I will share with you in this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel and let's get started. Hi, so family, welcome back to my channel. If you are a new subscriber, you are highly welcome to my channel, and if you are a returning viewer, I hope you get value for everything you learn here. Thank you for always, and thank you for your support. You are the best. Love you all. So we are going to be starting with the front pattern, and the first thing we have to do is to input our vertical measurements, which are the bust point, the under bust point, and the waistline. So the front waistline is different from the back waistline. I have a detailed video on how to draft basic bodies for those who might find it strange, and also for those who wants to learn how to take body measurements. I have a very detailed video on that also. So after that, I'm going to rule it out and I will label them like so. Now the next thing for me to do is to divide my shoulder into two and input half of it from the center front. Then from that point, I'll come down by 1 inch for our shoulder slope. Then I'll slant it into my shoulder line like so. Then for the neckline, I'll be making use of 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. This is just a basic round neckline. You can input any neckline of your choice. Then after that, to get a perfect round neckline, I'll be trying to form a box like so by re-inputting the 3.5 inches I did. This will help me to get a perfect square. So I'm going to try to connect them together like so. Then I'll come out from this tip with 1 inch, and using my curve ruler and the 1 inch as a guide, I'll try to connect it at the tip of each square. This way to give me a perfect round neckline. Then now I'm going to divide my bust by 6 and add 1.5 inches to it to get my armhole length. And to get a perfect straight line, I'll remeasure the shoulder line and input it on that point. Then I'll connect it to the shoulder slope like so. To get the armhole curve, I'll divide the armhole length into 2 and mark the midpoint. And after that, I'll come in by ½ inch. Using my straight ruler, I'll connect it to the shoulder slope like so. And to get the curve, the lower curvy part, I'll divide my bust into 4, and from the center front, I'll input it to connect with the armhole length like so. And then using my curve ruler, I'll try to use it to connect it, to rule it into the line that I've ruled earlier like so, and our armhole curve is being formed. Then for the chest line, though I did not really need it, but I always like connecting my chest line. So now for the dart, I'll be dividing the bust span by 2. That's the nipple to nipple measurement. I'll divide it into 2 and I will input it at my bust point, under bust point, and my waistline. Then using my straight ruler, I'm going to connect everything together so that it can be more obvious. So this is our dart line. The next thing for me to do is to come down from the bust point by 1 inch. This way our dart will not be too pointy. And now for the dart intake, you can make use of 1 inch, 1.5 inches or 2 inches. So but I'll be making use of 1 inch in this video, and I'll divide it into 2. So I'll share half on each sides of the dart line, and using my ruler, I'll connect it into the line the point I came down by 1 inch from the bust point area. So our dart is ready. Now I'm going to divide my round bust divide by 4 and input it. Then I'll also divide my round waist divide by 4. Then I'll return the dart intake. So whichever the dart you took, make sure you return it to avoid shortage. Then I'll connect it together like so. Now the next thing for us to input is our bust dart. And to get the bust dart, you subtract your back half length from your front half length. Whatever you get will be used to get your bust dart. Then you input it like so and connect it into the bust point. And I'm going to be highlighting it because we're going to be closing the dart. Now the next thing for us to do is to input our princess dart. And the best way to input a princess dart is to come down from your shoulder slope by 2 inches. Be marking 2 inches like so. But any part that has entered the armhole area, you don't need it because it's too close. So for chubby people, I will use the second one. That's the one in the middle. But for people who don't have big bust, I'll use the first one. So the person that owns this clothes someone that does not have a bigger bust. So I'm going to be using this first one. This way it will give you this pronouncement. It will make the person, it has a way of giving this person a fuller look from far. But if you use for people that has big bust, it will make their bust look simple and beautiful. So now we have to close the bust dart, so that we are going to transfer the bust dart to the princess dart area. So that's why I decided to close the bust dart, as you can see. So now that I've closed the bust dart, by the time I cut my pattern paper, the bust dart will be transferred automatically to the princess dart area. And when you sew it, it will give you this kind of beautiful effect on your bust area. All those clothes you see, bigger brands that they sew, especially Prudential Atelier, this is the pattern they use for their princess dart. So this is a standard, it is a big brand standard I am explaining in this video. So after I've cut it out, I'm going to cut off our waist dart. Remember the dart intake we took on the waist area. You cut it off like so. Then now you're also going to slash open the princess dart to separate them. Automatically like so, the bust dart has transferred to the princess dart, as you can see. So when you sew it, it will give it a beautiful effect. Now let's move to the back pattern. So I've ruled out my starting line on the upper part like so, but from the center back, as in this other side, I'll be marking 1.5 inches straight down. This will serve as my zipper line, and I'll be rolling it down like so. We are still going to be contouring the back zipper, but let's leave it for now. So now I'll impute half of my shoulder, and from that point I'll come down by 1 inch as my shoulder slope. Then I'll roll it into the shoulder line like so. Then the next thing for me to do is to impute the armhole length I made use of at the front. So whatever the armhole length you calculated at the front, impute it. Then to get a perfect line, remeasure your shoulder line so it can be perfect and straight. Then connect it into your shoulder slope. For the armhole curve, divide your bust into 4 and impute it from the zipper line. Impute it so that you can get it. Then connect it like so. To get the curve, you are going to come out from this corner by 1 inch. And using your curve ruler, you connect it into the armhole length like so. Then for the neckline, I'll be making use of 2 inches for my neck depth, and for the neck width I'll be making use of 3.5 inches, which was what I used at the front. So that's what I'll be making use of. Then I'll connect it like so. Then using my ruler, I'll connect it into the zipper line. So also I'll be ruling out my chest line because I'll be in need of it when I'm imputing my darts. That's why I'm rolling it out like so, and I will label it also. Now the next thing for me to do is to impute my half length, which is 15.5 inches. Unlike the front that was 17 inches, when I took my client's measurement, I got 15.5 inches on her body. The next thing I'll be doing now is to contour my back zipper, and I'll be making use of 1 inch. So I came in by 1 inch like so. Then using my ruler, I try to connect it into the back like so, because our back is not straight. But please make sure it doesn't get into the neckline. So after I've done that, I'll be remarking a new zipper line. And remember I said my zipper line is 1.5 inches. So using the slanted line as a guide, I'll remark the 1.5 inches and I'll try to connect it like so. I mostly like to impute my zipper allowance immediately. Then I'll label it. Now the next thing for me to do is to input my dart. So for the back dart, I mostly do this after I've divided my bust span into 2. That's my nipple to nipple measurement. I add ½ inch to it. Reason being that by the time I sew it, it will go back to the bust span that I want exactly. But if I don't add the ½ inch to it, it will remain as, maybe instead of it to be 3.5 inches, it will be, I'll have 3 inches left. So after that, I will connect it into the chest line like so to have a perfect straight line. So now for the dart intake, I'll be making use of 1 inch and I'll connect it also into this chest line. This way your back will be well snatched and all the gaping or bulge would be eliminated. The next thing for me to do now is to impute my round body measurement, and we start from that new zipper line. So I will divide my round bust by 4 and impute it and connect it into the chest line. Then on the waist area, it will start from that new line that I contour the zipper from, and I will divide my waist into 4, impute it, and also return the 1 inch dart. So whatever the dart you take, you are going to return it, and I'm going to connect it like so. Also, this is another new way for me to eliminate back zipper. From the waistline, you either come up by 1 inch or half inch. Especially for people that attach half length to peplum, it will help you to feel relaxed at the back. So this contouring method also work. So aside from you contouring the back zipper area, you can still also eliminate bulge like this. It doesn't disturb anything, does not affect the dart or anything. So I'll do it this way and connect it into the waistline. So after that, we are going to input our princess dart. So we have two ways of doing it. The first one is to come down from the shoulder slope by 2 inches, or you should measure all your armhole curve, everything, and divide it into 2. So after you've divided into 2, from the shoulder slope, you input whatever you get. So after you've imputed it, from that place you come up by 1.5 inches. If you do that, it's almost the same thing, it's almost close to this one. So I prefer this one because it has a way of giving the back a beautiful shape. So it's tested and trusted. After I've connected it like so, I'm going to cut everything out, as you can see. So please study your lines, take your time before you cut your patterns. Then now I'm going to be cutting off the waist dart like so, because we don't need it. When you transfer it to your fabric, all you need to do is to add your sewing allowance. So here is my front pattern and back pattern. I hope you learned something new. See you in my next video. Until then, keep winning.